now I'm sad.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rip City Retro Extra. My name is Rich Finley. You're watching this on Tuesday morning, I believe, is when this will go out. But I want to say hi to everybody. We've been away for a little over a week. In case you don't know, inside my body, it's kind of felt like I've been hearing Jim Ross this entire time.
Somebody stop the damn man!
That's how I feel. But wanted to get this episode out for you guys. Last week was not entirely bad. I had the opportunity to go on Blazers Uprise with Tori Jones for the first time ever. Tori and I had actually never met. Obviously, Eric Brandt and I do long-form videos here. And now that Eric is back from his vacation, we hopefully will get together and do a long-form episode soon. So be on the lookout for that. But I'd never met Tori before. It was a lot of fun. I made some cutouts, which we were using Skype, by the way, for the call, and Skype hates me. I'm fascinated by the fact that Skype has been around forever and has decided not to improve. Skype is just the level of Skype that it is. So the glare was terrible on Skype with my computer here. But I had fun little cutouts. I had the Danny Meringue cutout. It was going to talk about Portland's incredible bevy of horrible trade assets. And it was going to do all that. It was going to talk about how he said that he can dunk. So there was that. There was Stephen Vaughn, who lost his one-on-one against Tori. I was going to do that one. I had Joe Cronin. I was going to, not say anything, but just kind of nod my head up and down a lot. And then one that did not even make the podcast, but just is always fun, is Bill Simmons. Just talking about, if we could get Dame for, Pritchard and, some chowder. I think that's a fair trade. I really do. So anyway, I just kind of did that for fun, but it was great talking to Tori. We went for about 2 hours. I will put that episode in the description below, so you guys can go over and take a look at it if you want. Kind of told a couple of stories that I haven't really told here on the channel. I talked a little bit about my acting career with a little interesting story from there. There was a Quiznos story that was pretty epic that went on that show. So it was a lot of fun. So if you want to see me on Blazers Uprise horribly filling in for Eric Brandt, doing a really poor job of it, you can go over and click the link below. Eric just came back this past Monday. So for those of you who want to see high quality Blazers Uprise, then just look forward. But if you want to see a really crappy version of it, there's the link in the description below of my episode. So let's, before we get into your comments, let me just say it's been a little bit since I've done this. So hi, I'm Rich Finley. Click like, share, subscribe on this piece of crap, and tell your friends about it. We want to try and grow this channel. One thing that was really, really nice is there were a lot of people on the Blazers Uprise stream who were apparently drunk and gave me a lot of compliments. People were calling me a goat, whatever that means, and I know what it means. But they were saying really nice things. Somebody said, Rich has so much charisma, damn, and I think that's good. I think that was good. But those of you who may have seen that episode and commented or were excited that I was on Blazers Uprise, thank you guys so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Tori was talking on this past Monday's episode that in the future he might do a 4-man panel with he and Eric and Steven and myself and all that. And I mean, if something like that happens, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Anytime that I have the opportunity to actually interact with people, I really like that. That's why I do this show, because I get to interact with your comments. So I try not to read your comments too much ahead of time. I'll scan through them one time and then I'll cut and paste them all and then just try to read your comments live on air, or as best live as I can, because I just love the interaction. So like I said, click like, share, subscribe on the video, and share this with any fans who are Portland Trail Blazers fans, and tell them, this is something that's a little bit different. He's not a journalist. He's not a typical host. He's not doing the typical hosty things. I mean, I guess I do to a certain extent, but I'm just reactionary, and I'm just a fan like you guys. So pass this along to people if you think that they would appreciate it. And let's try and grow the channel. I really want to try and get us to a really good point by the time the season starts. And the season is next month. That's crazy. So let's finally now dive into your guys' comments. So Trevor Schindler said, your content keeps improving every time, every episode. Thanks for what you do, Rich. Trevor, I'm going to have to do an intervention. We're going to need to call a physician. Clearly, your judgment is skewed. It's still very kind, but I don't think we keep improving. I think it's just the same level of crap that it typically is. But thank you for the kind words as always. Blue Wolf said, another great video. Okay, see, this is nice. This is a nice reason comment. Like, another great video. I mean, the word great, kind of gets thrown around a little. That's not for me to say, it's for you to say, so please say it. But yeah, I think that's a more measured response by Blue Wolf. He said, Dame has always been a wonderful player to represent the Blazers both on and off the court. I think Dame's loyalty came from the Paul Allen era. Management meant what they told him back then. I don't think it's been easy for Dame to be honest about this front office. Well, that's definitely true. His body language speaks volumes in that interview with Mark Spears. Sadly, I think it's best for both parties to part ways. Yeah, I agree with that. Hopefully Dame finds what he is looking for, and our front office can keep on lying to players. Yeah, that's fine. Well, that's going to happen. That's clearly going to happen. We know that. Andrew Brown said, hey, Rich, hope you're doing well. Well, Andrew, thank you for the sentiment. Hope you're doing well. That was a great episode. Thank you. I think you got the interview spot on. Yeah, you know what? That seems to be like a sweet spot that you guys really like. So something I'm thinking about moving forward, maybe, and comment on this below. Tell me what you think. But maybe we'll do something where I break down all facets of Blazer media. So, maybe I'll ask some of you guys, like, 4 or 5 of you guys will be like, I'll take one show, like a Blazers show. And then if you find anything noteworthy, you send me the timestamp, and then I can show that clip, break it down, make fun of it, whatever the case may be, whatever's appropriate. And then I'll give you the credit. Like, maybe we'll do something like that for the season. That way I'm constantly breaking down what people have to say, or their takes, or giving my alternate take to what they say. So let me know what you guys think about that. But going back to what he said, I could tell you Heat fans expected this eventually, but we thought, oh, I'm sorry. You're saying, I can tell you Heat fans expected this eventually, but we thought Dame would actually say something rather than be as cryptic as he was in the interview. Well, I think some of that is because he hasn't been traded yet. And, there was the memo. I mean, kind of like what I said during the video, there was the memo and the fact that he wants these guys to still trade him to Miami. So, I mean, if he came right out and said, these people lied to my face, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then they might just be like, well, okay, we'll trade him to Minnesota now. So, yeah. Well, let's continue. I still think there's a possibility it could get worse than this. Oh, yeah, it could get worse. If Dame comes to training camp, I don't think he would come here like with a blowtorch and set the place on fire, but it could definitely get worse. Just through his lack of saying things, it could get a lot worse and uncomfortable. It just feels like this was putting oil on the bridge while showing you have a box of matches. I really love that analogy. I love analogies. You guys know that. I really like that one too. Yeah, I mean, that interview with Spears, I mean, you have to think about it. Like, why do it? right? And it's a warning shot. I mean, it really is. It's like, I'm playing nice right now, but I would like to be traded. I could speak on the Blazers, but I'm not going to. For now. He didn't say for now. That's me saying for now. But that's the inference that I take from it. Trevor Schindler again. 4 Miami firsts aren't that great, but clearing out that contract of Dame's would be very helpful. What I'm most excited for is getting Jovic in return, or Jovic. This kid's name is driving me crazy. Dude is going to be really good. Heard it here first. Well, then you've heard it here second, Trevor. I think he's going to be good too. I think he's a little light. Look, he's a kid, right? He's young, so I want to see some more toughness. But I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued with him. So if they do the trade with Miami, obviously I want him in return. And I'm intrigued to see what could happen with him. Desperado said, that intro was great. Gosh, it's been 9 or 10 days since I did that episode. What was that intro? Oh, it was the Will Smith PSA. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. Thank you so much. The whole video was on point as always. Thank you again. I think Dame loves Portland too much and doesn't want to leave, let alone speak ill of the franchise that changed his family's life. Well, I think speaking ill of the franchise, I mean, look, Dame is always going to be appreciative and respectful, I think. The one thing I would definitely agree with, I don't think he wants to leave. I don't think he wants to leave Portland. This isn't a Portland issue, it's a management issue. So, but yeah, I think if things could be fixed, like if you had a brand new ownership come in tomorrow that was going to say, look, we're going to clean house, get a new GM, et cetera, I think Dame would pull his trade request back and want to stay. Could that happen? Let's all think about that for a second. Okay. Number 2, you go on to say, Dame is a bigger pro than a majority of pros and is going to let it play out the rest of the way. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. He's one of the least likely guys to go nuclear in a situation like this, so I agree. And then number 3, why speak ill of a city and franchise that will retire him and the city he's going to be living in a chunk of his life post-NBA? Well, I mean, look, he has no reason to bash on the city, so he's not going to do that. And I don't think he's going to bash on the franchise. This isn't a Blazers thing. It's this current regime that is the problem. You finish up by saying, just wish it worked out here. Really wanted that Dame statue outside the Rose Garden. Hashtag sell the team, Jody Allen. Well, look, I think the statue is still going to happen. By the way, when did we become so enamored with statues? I know that Michael Jordan got his in front of the United Center, but everybody I mean, I guess if I lived in Portland and I went to games, because I'm stuck here in Los Angeles, if I went to games regularly, that might be more of a thing now that I think about it. Like, I'd want to go by the Damian Lillard statue and stuff like that. So, that makes more sense now that I think about it. A Needler says, who has not spoken for a little while. It's good to see you, Needler. Love the video. I think your analysis of the Dame interview is spot on. I think your analysis of my analysis is spot on. So thank you. Okay. This name is Abhishek Anand. I'm so sorry. It's AABHISHEK and then capital ANAND. Anand. So I'll just say Anand. Anand says, the Will Smith intro had me dying. What a funny way to start off the show in the dog days of August. Keep it up. Well, I feel even worse for mispronouncing your name now for the kind comments. The Will Smith intro, when I had that thought cross my mind, I was almost burdened by it. I was like, I have to make this now, especially before Dame gets traded. So I'm glad you like that. Yeah, I got a kick out of doing that one. Alex Wolf said, awesome vid as always, Rich. Thank you so much, Alex. John Nash said, the basically Dame was saying, I don't want to feed the shark. The media is in a frenzy, and that isn't me. Like, meaning that isn't like me to do that. I'm all about results. The best way for me to get a championship is through Miami. Between the lines, Dame is saying, Portland's current ownership has and will refuse to get it done. That's it. Be humble. Yeah, I mean, I think that's Dame's preference, and that's the route he's taking right now. Man, I am really curious to see what happens if we have media day. But anyway, Metal Babble says, in 2009, we picked Victor Claver over Taj Gibson. One guy averaged 3 points, had 2 rebounds in 1.5 seasons. The other guy averaged 10 and 6 and just finished his 15th season. Why? Taj, we love you, dag nabbit. Yeah, I liked Taj a lot too. I really thought those Blazer teams, man, it's incredible to think back of how long Taj Gibson has been in the league, but I really thought those Brandon Roy teams would have benefited from somebody like Taj, so I wish we had him. Brookfield Deuce makes an appearance in the comments. It just says, great episode. Thank you, Brookfield. I plugged Brookfield's music just a little bit, and him not getting a mention in an article about Dame and the Mike Bream. Am I losing my mind and not saying Mike Breen? In the Mike Breen song that Dame had on his new project. So, Brookfield, it's good to see you here. Moving on to, okay, this looks like, with the triple vision, it looks like RCNYO plate. RCNYO plate. I have no idea how I'm supposed to say that. They just put in the comments, start this video at 3 minutes, 55 seconds. So, maybe they're telling people, look, let's get past the intro, let's get past the welcoming, let's get past go over to RiskCityStore.com, let's get past all that crap and just get to the episode. Like, maybe that's why they put that. Let's move on to Thrandy. Thrandy said, boom, shake the house, what an intro. Thank you, Thrandy. I'm glad you liked it. Fiddlestuck Farms. You have to be very careful with that one. Fiddlestuck Farms said, one more jiggy for the road. Yeah, I mean, that's, poor Will Smith. Mute That Bozo said, I do not see my original comment on this video. I blame David Hasselhoff and the Deep State. Yow. David Hasselhoff. Mute That Bozo, I should also comment. So he had mentioned in a previous video that he was working on a picture that he was drawing of Jody and Joe Cronin, and he got it to me through Discord, and I'm just going to show it right here. Now, as you can see, it is completely disgusting, and like I've always said, send me anything that you want to send me, but maybe not this. This is gross. And also, though, if you look at the attention to detail, probably anatomically accurate. And Mute That Bozo is wickedly talented. I mean, the attention to detail, just of the faces and things like that. Like Mute, I said it before on Blazers Uprise the other day. But if you used your powers for good, wow, you could do a lot. But thank you for all the time that it must have taken for that. And then to take a shower after that. So Kirk Royce said, you guys really need to get over Portland Black Baby Jesus. Okay. I was waiting to get to this comment. So me defending Dame is me not getting over Portland Black Baby Jesus, which, by the way, I read this comment and all I could think about was Talladega Nights. Just, please, Portland Black Baby Jesus, bless this meal. It's all I could think about for the weekend. So look, you guys really need to get over Portland Black Baby Jesus. To which my comment in the comments was, Will Smith is from Portland? Just kind of deflecting. Look, again, I don't need to get over Dame. I was never under Dame. I love Dame, but more importantly than loving Dame is appreciating what is right and not lying to people's face, and particularly somebody who has meant so much to this franchise, given so much to this community. Clearly the fan base loves him, embraced him. I've been over this a million times, but the comment was funny. I appreciated the comment, so thanks for the comment. Mute That Bozo said, in a comment to this, said, Vulcan baby Jesus is not amused. Yeah, you're probably right, Mute. So that is it for the comments. Like I said, it's been a rough week and a half. So I'm sorry if I seem a little off today or low energy. But I wanted to put an episode for you guys to start your week off now that we just got past Labor Day. So I didn't want you to have to wait for it. If you want to see that episode of me with Tori Jones at Blazers Uprise, that is in the comments below. You can go over and check that out. It's about 2 hours of Tori and I going back and forth. Now, I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost through a lot of it because of Skype. So try to ignore that. Or enjoy that, actually, now that I think about it. It may look better than this looks. But thank you guys so much. As always, your comments just beget more comments and more discussion. So put comments below. It's September now. What do you guys think? Is Dame going to get traded? Is he going to be forced to show up to camp? Or are they going to get this thing done beforehand? Now, I'm officially on record as saying I think this thing gets done probably around the middle of the month. I truly would be shocked if they brought him to camp. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And also, let me know what you think about, once we get into the season, doing at least a segment where I go over Blazer Media and go over some of the funnier moments in Blazer Media or some of the more questionable takes in Blazer Media and give my feedback to them. Like, what do you guys think about that? Does that sound like fun? Does that sound like something you would like? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, click like, share, subscribe on the video. Tell people about this stupid channel. And if you want to grab a t-shirt, you can go over to richcitystore.com. If you want to support the channel, you can do so through Venmo or the Cash App at richseas3. However you want to help the channel, everything that you do, whether it's just putting a comment below, really helps, because it helps distract me from a lot of things going on inside this body. And yes, Jim Ross, that's correct. So thank you guys so much. We'll be back at some point here in the next few days. And until next time, I'm Rich Finley. This has been Rip City Retro, and I will talk to you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, click the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.